Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing an October 2020 advice. Personally, I don't like doing the predictions videos. I would much rather get advice for you guys, just kind of what to be aware of, what to look out for, just any sort of heads up advice, any sort of anything that wants to come through, but not necessarily predictions. So we have 3 piles today. We have pile number 1 is going to be the rose quartz rose. We have pile number 2, which is the amethyst rose, and pile number 3 is going to be the rose quartz heart. So just take a few minutes, just center yourself, bring yourself back into this moment. Connect to yourself, and then ask your angels, guides, higher self, whatever it is that you believe in, to guide you to the perfect pile for you. If you need to, just pause the video. For this reading, we are going to be, again, focusing on October 2020 advice, any advice Spirit has for you for October 2020. Just keep in mind, it is a general reading. If it does not resonate, leave it behind. Only take with you what resonates. Not everything is probably going to be for you, and just have fun with it. If you would like to book a personal reading, just look at the description box below and you will find my Etsy information. But let's get started. So we're going to get started with pile number 1, which is the rose quartz heart. And 1 second while I move these out the way. All right, so pile number 1, if you have chosen the pile with the rose quartz rose, this is your pile. I got these from Witch's Way Crafts. They do nationwide, actually international, I believe, worldwide shipping. So if anyone is interested. So let's get started with the tarot cards for October 2020. We have the 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands, Temperance, and Ace of Wands. All right, my pile 1s. What's going on here? So there's some nostalgia here in October 2020. There's also, you've kind of been doing a lot. You've been carrying a lot. You have some burdens that you are carrying. There's going to be an opportunity for you, pile number 1, for you to let go, for you to find balance, for you to transform and transmute some of these things that you are carrying. I feel like there is an old way of doing things that you are going to have the opportunity to shed moving into October 2020 and throughout October 2020. It's almost like you were taught as a child that there was a certain way to do things, and that's simply not working for you anymore. So we have the 10 of Wands here, which again, it's as you can see, she's trying to hold together these 10 wands. She's barely able to keep up. She's struggling. So there's a lot of burdens here. There's a need, pile number 1, to find a way to balance and to find a way to do things differently, because this is what Temperance is telling you here. There's a need to do things differently. There's a more efficient way. There's actually an idea here. It's actually more of a passion. I feel like you will have the opportunity to reconnect with a certain, either something that's going to spark a passion within you. There's a new start here. There's a new beginning and a new way of doing things, because the way that you were doing things and the way that you were taught is simply not working for you anymore. And again, the 6 of Cups is also nostalgia and a healing of the past. And I do feel like this is in regards to the way that you kind of approach life and the ways that you do things, because again, there's a need to do something better. There's a lot of burnt out energy here, and you have the opportunity to work with this energy to transmute it into something better. For some of you, this means letting go of these wands, right? Letting go of all of these responsibilities and prioritizing. What really requires your attention in October 2020? Perhaps out of these 10 wands, only 2 or 3 are really things that you need to prioritize. Maybe you need to make some time to watch some TV, to disconnect, to take a break from it all. Again, with this Ace of Wands here, there is an opportunity to kind of reconnect to your passions, to reconnect to creativity. And I do think this is about you being creative in the way that you carry these 10 wands, learning how to balance work and play, learning how to balance what needs to be done and creativity. I do think my pile number ones, you have to connect to your creativity. You have to create something. You have to reconnect to your inner child. Inner child healing is quite possible here with the 6 of Cups and this Temperance showing up here. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of any sort of tantrums that your inner child is going to throw in October 2020, because I do feel like healing is going to be very possible, and it's going to be the healing around how you handle what you are handling at this time, all of your responsibilities, how to let go of those burdens, but also healing around your creativity and kind of getting that new burst of energy as you move forward. So let's see what we have here. I pulled some Wisdom of the Oracle cards for you guys too. Truth be told, the Tribe, here and now. Yeah, my pile number ones. There is a need to be in the here and now. And like I said with the Temperance card, sometimes we just need to tune everything out and turn on the TV, or maybe do some writing, some drawing. I did pull some self-care oracle that we're going to look at in just a minute, so stay tuned for that. But you need to bring yourself to the here and now. You need to bring yourself back. You need to let go of some burdens. You need to spend some time in the now. With here and now and the 6 of Cups, some of you are living in the past. Some of you are so far in the future. Remember, you cannot create anything other than in this moment. You cannot create from the past, and you cannot create the future from the future. You have to be present in the here and now. If you want something, you have to be able to bring that energy into the here and now. With the Tribe, there's a need to connect to soul family. For some of you, members of your soul family are waiting to come in. For others of you, it's just about you reaching out and reconnecting to these people, because I do feel like some of you already know members of your soul tribe. Others of you, soul family is really wanting to come in, but you need to take care of all of this before they can come in. Truth be told, be honest with yourself in the month of October of 2020. There is a need for honesty here, pile number one. You have to be able to be honest with yourself. Are you doing what's best for you? Are you creating from a place of, are you creating from your heart center? Because that's what the Ace of Wands is all about, right? So it's about accepting things for what they are, removing the mask from yourself. I don't know if you can see that there. There is a mask there. So removing that mask, not being in denial, looking at things exactly for what they are and finding clarity in what your situation is, being honest with yourself, removing the mask from yourself, because sometimes we fool ourselves and sometimes we don't realize that we are carrying too many burdens, that we're still stuck in the past, that we need to do something differently, that we need to find balance. So that is what you're being asked to do, pile number one, at this time. It's really about you being truthful to yourself, being present in the here and now so that your soul tribe can come in. For some of you, again, it's just about reconnecting to your soul tribe. I did pick some cards from the surrender. What needs to be surrendered? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Yeah. With this Temperance card, some of you just really need to reconnect to your body, to reconnect to this moment. And again, here and now. The here and now is the only thing that exists. It's the only thing that matters. And in order to do that, you have to reconnect to yourself. And it says, listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Pile number one, reconnect to your body. That Ace of Wands, it's all about passions. You are being asked in October 2020 to follow your passions. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Let's see what we have here. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. With the tribe here and these two cards, there's a need to really see who's around you in October 2020. Are these people in your highest and greatest good, or are these people just bringing you down? Are they contributing to your 10 of Wands energy? Are you burdened by the people around you? Also, look at yourself. How are your actions feeding into your situation? Where do you need to let go of? Where do you need to allow creativity? Where do you need to connect to the here and now? And where do you need to be truthful with yourself? Pile number 1. Then we have surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Again, the 6 of Cups. There is something that you're telling yourself. There's something that needs to be healed that's coming from the past. It could be childhood. It could be early teenage years. It could even be just a few years ago. There's something that you're telling yourself that's holding you down. And I really do get it's the way that you do things. You're really not working with yourself in the way that you approach, the way that you're handling your responsibilities. Pile number 1. October 2020 is asking you to check in with yourself, to be here and now, to be present, and to check and see what no longer works, to allow yourself to take a break, to allow yourself to be more creative. Now we have some Alice in Wonderland oracle cards, and we have messages for a rabbit, service to the animal world, and mortality. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Yes, mortality to me in this deck is all about you connecting to the knowingness that you are here to be happy, that you are here and you deserve the best, that you are not here to carry burdens and just work. Messages to the animal world, I do get for some of you, this is about connecting to a spirit animal. For some of you, the wolf is a spirit animal. For others of you, I am feeling the fox. There could be others, but those are coming in very strongly. Also, if you have a pet, or even just going out into nature and connecting to the animal world, of course, in a very safe way. Don't go out there and just, put your hands in any animal's way and get bitten or anything like that. You know what I mean. But this is a good time to connect to animals, to connect to spirit animals, but also the animals in your life and nature, just being in nature and being around them. But if you have a dog, I don't know why I keep getting a golden retriever or yellow lab. That dog wants to spend some time with you. For some of you, it's going to be a cat. For others of you, it's like a bunny or a guinea pig, something like that. So just spend time with your animals, reconnect to the innocence that the animals have. And if there is one creature that can teach you how to be present, it's an animal, because animals know how to be in the here and now. So yeah, I'm really getting that one strongly. Connect to animals. For some of you, even like maybe going to your local animal shelter if you can volunteer there. I know right now with the COVID situation, not everyone is accepting volunteers, but just getting out there and going out into nature and just reconnecting to the idea that you only live once, right? Even if you believe in reincarnation, this specific incarnation is only happening once. So just taking advantage and enjoying life to the fullest. So then I have 2 astrology cards. We have Moon, Feelings, and Ascendant, Outlook. So for some of you, you may have a Cancer rising, Cancer moon. For others of you, this is just really about you changing the way that you look at things. October 2020 is going to give you the opportunity to move forward in a very different way, to leave behind the old wounds, to leave behind the 6 of Cups, that nostalgia, that those lessons that you were taught in the past by your caretakers, or maybe even lessons and ideas that you adapted to as you went on in your life, and having a different outlook, changing the way that you view your life, maybe coming up with your mission statement on how you will live your life going forward. pile number one. With moon here, there's a need to connect to the feelings. There's a need to nurture yourself. There's a need to reconnect again with the moon and the tribe here. There's a need to reconnect to friends and family, maybe that soul family that you have here. Again, I kept getting that for many of you, you already know who your soul family is. It's about making time to reconnect to them. All right, so lastly, we have what self-care is needed for pile number one in October 2020. And we have create art and chanting. Yes, 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 yes. For chanting, it's just about sitting down and chanting. You can find an affirmation or a mantra. I personally prefer Sanskrit mantras. We have the here. I actually have that tattoo. So if you want to chant the if you want to create art, again, with that Ace of Wands, there's a need to create some sort of art, whether that is drawing, painting, writing. For some of you, you may either write short stories or music. That's coming in strongly. For others of you, there's a need to do like collages and maybe even like the vision boards. That's coming in strongly as well. But overall, just creating some form of art, whatever it is that you are called to, pile number one. I do want to pick an additional card for you guys from the numerology deck. So just give me a minute here while I shuffle. I really want to do that for you guys. 1 second. I'm shuffling off camera because it's kind of hard to shuffle on camera. All right, for pile number one, what is the last piece of advice for pile number one? Here we go. Love partnership. Let's see at the bottom of the deck what we have here. Karmic completion. All right, pile number one. I actually did not pull a love card because it's not my thing. I don't really like doing the love readings too much unless it's like a future reading for someone you haven't met. But anyways, love partnership. With the tribe here, you are calling in your soul family. Most importantly, for some of you, you may even be calling in a divine counterpart, a soulmate, a romantic relationship. Karma has been completed. You are clearing this. The Six of Cups is also a soulmate card, pile number one. So you may have completed some sort of karma that is now ready to be released, and that has been released, and you are now able to recreate, because again, you have that outlook card here, right? Ascendant outlook, and it's about creating the life that you want to live and kind of starting from scratch. So that's very interesting that that's here. Again, for some of you, it is going to be a loving relationship, but there is a need to deal with these things, deal with the fears that are coming up, deal with the old ways of doing things and finding new ways of doing things. So that is all I have for you, pile number one. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. I will be doing more of these. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this one, or if you would like to see something else. I am always open to ideas. And let's move on. So for pile number two. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. Again, for this reading, I've decided to ask for advice instead of predictions. I'm not very big on predictions. I would rather much get advice and just kind of prepare you versus try to tell you what's going to happen. That's just me. So let's get started. Pile number two. You guys actually had the most cards come out. Just so you know, I always pick my pile. I don't look at the cards before I start, so I pick my pile as I go, and I also pick this pile, so we have something in common. So let's get started. Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Fool. All right, October 2020 advice for my pile two. You guys have a lot going on. Like I said, just about every single deck I pulled from had an extra card that the other piles did not have. So pile number two, let's get into this. Page of Wands, it's a very young energy. It's just getting started. It's an energy of, you know, it's a very fiery energy. It's a very, it's almost like I'm getting started. I'm excited. I want things to move. I'm kind of new at this, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this thing. There's a lot of new ideas bursting energy, ready to do new things. Wanting to learn new things, wanting to study new things, pile number 2. For the Page of Wands, everything is possible. Everything is exciting. So there's a lot of experimenting going on. Then we have this Queen of Pentacles, and this Queen of Pentacles is very secure within herself, right? She is already established. She is no longer the page. She is now the queen. She is actually the mother of the Page of Pentacles in her case, but she is the mother of a page. So she is very stable. She enjoys the simple things in life. She enjoys the material things in life. She enjoys any activity and people that bring her joy, right? She's very nurturing and caring. This is quite the interesting energy here because we have like this bursting energy, and I think you're coming into October with this bursting energy. And then we also have the Fool over here. So we have the Page of Wands and the Fool on the outside of this reading, which they're both very similar energies. I do feel, pile number 2, that you will be going into October 2020 and during October 2020 and getting into something new. You will be exploring something because we have the Two of Pentacles in the center here. So we have the Fool, the Page of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles in the center. The Two of Pentacles is about having to find balance, about juggling two things, whether that is your spiritual life and your career life, work and play, your relationship and your work, your home and work life, whatever it is. You are balancing, you are having to balance and juggle two things. With the Page of Wands and the Fool on the outside, like I said, this is something new. There's a lot of exciting energy. There's a leap of faith here. With the Sun, this is going to be a very happy month for you guys, or it has the potential to be. The advice here that I'm getting is you will need to find balance. You will need to juggle two things. Be sure that you are juggling them in a way that feels right for you, in a way that is stable. Don't burn out. Don't burn the candles at both ends. You have to be mindful of how you are going to approach this. With this rabbit here, and it's standing out to me very much so, it's actually standing out to me more than the dog and the horse. There's a lot of abundance available to you in October 2020, but you have to learn how to juggle and how to balance, and you have to find a way to be stable about this. Like, the energy is so strong here. You just want to jump in, you just want to do things, you want to move forward full force ahead, but you're going to have to juggle some things and make sure that you don't drop one over the other. For some of you, you will actually have to prioritize and figure out which of these things is most important, which of these things requires your attention. Because I don't think for some of you, you're going to be able to split it 50-50. I do think it's maybe like a 70-30 split. You're being encouraged to go with the thing that brings happiness, because that thing is eventually going to get you to this Queen of Pentacles energy. That's coming in very strongly, pile number 2. So let's take a look. I picked some oracle cards for you guys. Go to see. Yeah, you guys are going somewhere new. Why and flexible. Yeah, you guys have to remain flexible in October 2020. There's a need to be flexible. Be mindful not to get too rigid. Be flexible in how you split your time. Be flexible in I don't think for October 2020 you're going to be able to schedule it. I don't think there's a schedule that's going to work for you in the sense of Monday from 5 to 6, this is what I'm going to do. I feel like things are not going to work that way for October 2020, so be flexible. Be open-minded and be adaptable, but do not compromise what is important to you, my pile number 2. You have to figure out what your priorities are, because again, that Two of Pentacles is saying you are juggling two things, but be mindful not. sometimes when we're juggling two things, we have to drop one and leave one behind, at least for the time being. One of those two things is probably going to have to take center stage. And with the Fool, the Page of Wands, and the Sun, it's going to be the thing that brings the most joy to you, pile number 2. So be open to that. So then we have here the card Why. And it's about knowing your why, knowing what is driving you. What is driving you as you move forward, pile number 2? So understanding your motives. Be very clear as to why you are doing this thing. Why are you passionate about this thing? Why do you feel the need to do it? Understand your driving force. Feel it, act on it. This is also about understanding why, so that if it feels right to you, you can act on it. Because I do feel like October 2020 is going to bring opportunities for you. Again, remain flexible, because I think there's something that may come in for you guys that you may not be expecting, that requires you to be flexible. And with Go to Sea, here we have another card about being in the flow and being flexible. And this is about recognizing how things fit together. It's also about moving forward, learning how to be in the flow of things and riding the wave of opportunities as they come through, because there is, again, an opportunity here for you. And again, I'm not doing predictions. I'm just giving you the advice. Be open to opportunities, because when we are open to opportunities, we see what we may not have otherwise seen. So there's also a need to have faith here. There's a need to have faith and trust that you can do this new thing, because I do think that one of the things that you will be juggling is something that's very familiar to you and feels very safe. And then this other thing is very new, because again, we have that Page of Wands and we have that Fool card, but it's going to bring so much happiness with the Sun, or at least it has the potential to do that if you allow it. So then we have I pulled some Power of Surrender. So what needs to be let go of in October 2020? Surrender to passion. I swear I do not look at these before I flip them. So get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly, that Fool energy, that Page of Wands. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. For many of you, this is going to be some sort of creative project or some sort of new idea, maybe even starting your own business. It could be a relationship, but I'm mostly feeling it's going to be in the realm of work, career, passion projects, creativity. So again, surrender to the passion, surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Pile number 2, I am not a big fan of praying as in the sitting down with your hands in front of you and just saying a prayer. I am actually more of a fan of just speaking to the universe, writing a letter to the universe, doing some action to follow that prayer, doing some ritual to follow that prayer. So if you are like me, just remember that there are many different forms of prayer. Engage in the one that feels right for you. Sometimes prayer is just a conversation between you and the universe, you and source, you and God, or whatever it is that you believe in. Then we have surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Again, this is about moving forward, letting go. For some of you, you may need to forgive someone so that you can let go of that energy. Remain flexible. Things are not going to go according to plan for a lot of you in October 2020. Things are not going to be as predictable as you want them to be. You will be embarking on something new. Be open to that. Do not hold resentments against yourself. For some of you, I'm really hearing do not hold resentments against yourself. Move forward and kind of surrender to that passion, to that creativity, and to the things that make you happy and to the things that make your heart sing. Then we have 2 Alice in Wonderland cards here. Impossible things and a moment's regret. All right, let's talk about this. Impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps and fresh perspective. Again, Page of Wands, the Fool, the Sun. And the impossible is possible in October 2020. You just have to go for it. You just have to embrace it. Don't tell yourself that something is not possible and hold yourself back from trying it. A moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. Again, there is no such thing as a mistake. Everything that happens is a lesson. Everything that we choose was meant to teach us something. There is a lesson in everything. And that kind of goes with that forgiveness. You guys have to forgive yourself for the past as you move forward to this new start. For some of you, don't allow the past and your energy of resentment towards self, because I do feel like for many of you, it's about the self. Don't allow that to allow you to miss opportunities, because you're so much in that energy of feeling regretful, of feeling like you've made a mistake, of feeling stuck, because that's not what's happening here. You're really being asked to move forward, to leave the past behind, to forgive yourself for anything that you think you may have done, to forgive others if you need to forgive others, and to kind of stop idealizing. You're kind of romanticizing the past for some of you. What once was is no longer here. Now it's time to jump into something else. If you've left behind, this is going to be for a few of you. If you've left behind a job or a career because you wanted to try something new, don't romanticize it. You left it for a reason. Even if it was a relationship, a family, whatever it was, you left it behind for a reason. Don't second guess yourself. Don't resent your decision. All right. And now we have Taurus and Virgo. Boy, oh boy, do we have the earth going on here. So the bombshell is Taurus, earthy, practical, steadfast, productive. Again, it's going to be a very productive month, or at least it can be for my pile number 2s, because you have that Fool, that Page of Wands, and you have that 2 of Pentacles, that Queen of Pentacles. Virgo is the alchemist. Virgo is all about transforming and transmuting energy, letting go. And we have ritualistic here, and rituals again. And what did I say about the prayer? Sometimes the prayer is just about doing a ritual to let something go. For some of you with this fire, I feel like you need to write a letter about the things that you need to forgive yourself and or others for, and burn it. Do it in a very safe way, of course, but that would be a very alchemist thing to do. For others of you, look into spiritual alchemy. It's very helpful. For others of you, it's really time to connect to your witchy side, to get creative, to get into your spirituality, to kind of get more active within your own spirituality. With Virgo here, be very mindful not to be too hard on yourself, because we have Virgo on top of a moment's regret, and Virgo can be quite critical. So be very mindful not to be too critical, and remain open to this Page of Wands energy, this Fool, and the Sun, which is all about creativity, trying new things, taking a leap of faith. With Taurus and Virgo, the energy is very earthy. It's about doing. It's about being productive. It's about kind of planting the seeds that you want to grow, taking time to connect to your body, but also being patient, because the earth signs are very patient. Pile number 2. Don't get impatient, because the Page of Wands does tend to get impatient at times, as does the Fool. They kind of rush in, but it's about not losing your energy and not losing yourself, and not just starting it but not finishing it, just seeing it all the way through. All right, so for this group, again, we had extra cards. So we have 3 self-care oracle, positive affirmations. It's very interesting. Positive affirmations can kind of be a prayer in a way. And on her, we have brave, beautiful, I choose love, healthy, happy, I love myself, worthy, and gratitude. Then we have meditate. Yes, you guys definitely want to take time to meditate, because we have to balance this energy of wanting to rush in with the energy of needing to be patient. That could very well be the 2 of Pentacles for some of you. and then connect with your ancestors. What a perfect time to connect to the ancestors. October 2020, the veil will be thinning. Samhain or Halloween is happening. This is actually my ancestor candle that I just made today. I have glitter all over my hands, and it's to connect to the ancestors. If you're interested, I do sell them on my Etsy store. But yeah, it's about you guys connecting to your ancestors, meditating. You can connect to your ancestors through meditation. You can do some clearing. You can do some prayer, some positive affirmations. Your prayers could be in the form of positive affirmations. I will say, when I was picking the crystals for this pile, amethyst was screaming at me. I do feel like you guys should and could potentially work with amethyst for this month if you feel called to. I'm going to pull one last message for you guys from the numerology guidance cards, and I'm going to shuffle these and get one last message. Last message for my pile number 2s. Last piece of advice from my pile number 2s. Last piece of advice for pile number 2. It's hard to shuffle on camera. It's that one. Bottom of the deck. Spiritual career. Did I not say I feel like some of you may have left a career and are now having some regrets or second guessing yourself, and there's a need to move forward, and it is going to be successful because we have the sun here. It could be very successful. It's something that you're trying absolutely new, but also having patience and learning how to connect. If you are moving into a spiritual career, it could make sense why your ancestors want to connect and why you need to meditate and have those positive affirmations. Environment. Did you guys not have this card? Oh no, that was not you guys. That was pile number 1. So if you were drawn to that. But environment, connect to the environment, connect to nature. I'm also getting pile number 2, the environment. Make sure that you are working in a very cleansed space. Make sure that you are cleansing yourself. Make sure that you are cleansing the space that you're working in. Make sure that you are cleansing your home. And I mean this not only like clutter, physical clutter, but also having a cleansed space, maybe doing some sort of saging, smudging of some sort, making sure that the energy is nice and clear, because I do feel like you guys tend to be my empaths and you tend to pick up a lot. Amethyst is would be so helpful for October 2020 for you guys. But yeah, that's all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. If you want to purchase a personal reading, my Etsy information is down in the description box. And yeah, if you have anything that you would like to suggest, that you would like to see more of, or just see on the channel, let me know. And I am going to move on to pile number 3. So pile number 3. It's very hard to have this little heart stay still. So pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the rose quartz heart, this is your reading. Let me put that there and remove this one back here. It's very hard to get this heart to stay. All right, pile number 3. So we are asking for advice from your spirit guides, from spirit, higher self. And we're just asking for advice for October 2020. I would much rather ask for advice than get predictions, just a personal preference. So I picked some tarot cards. We have the 5 of Cups, the Emperor, Wheel of Fortune, and the Star. So far, everyone is having a very big October 2020. There is a lot happening astrologically, so it makes sense. But the 5 of Cups, let's talk about this, pile number 3. 5 of Cups, you are going into October, and perhaps even during October, you're in this energy. I do feel like this is you going into October and maybe early October. There's this energy of disappointment. There's an energy of things didn't work out the way you wanted them to. It is 2020. I keep saying this in all my readings, but I get it. It's 2020. With this 5 of Cups here, things just did not work the way that you wanted them to. There is, again, disappointment. Things kind of like crying over spilled milk is the feeling here with this 5 of Cups. And you're kind of feeling defeated. And with this card, it's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to mourn the loss. you always want to feel your feelings. You don't want to stay stuck in your feelings. You don't want to not be able to move forward from your feelings. But it is okay to feel it and then decide that you are then going to move forward. But make sure that you take the time to mourn whatever this is. So whatever it was, it kind of destroyed your hopes for the perfect future, whatever that perfect future it was. So you had this idea and it just didn't work out, and you are just feeling kind of down in the dumps going into October 2020, or maybe even towards the beginning of October 2020. The Emperor here is saying, let's put some boundaries in place, pile number 3. What boundaries need to be put in place so that I may protect myself? How do I protect myself and not allow others to walk all over me? How do I take a stand for myself? How can I take charge? Where do I need to be logical? Because when we are in the Cups energy, we are having a lot of feelings, and at some point we have to be logical and kind of detach for a bit. Again, feel your feelings, but at some point you're going to have to detach to move forward. And it's about, don't lose your compassion. Don't become too aloof or too cold. But at the same time, it's about moving forward and setting boundaries and setting foundations. Restarting, because here we have these 3 cups. Now, if she looks behind her, she would see that there are 2 cups that are still standing, but she's not seeing them. With the Emperor here, it's about taking the 2 cups that remain and building something, creating something, letting these 3 cups go, feeling the sadness for them, mourning them, turning around, and then grabbing those 2 cups and creating and building something with them. With the Wheel of Fortune, something is changing. Whatever this was is changing. Something is transforming. Divine timing is at play here. The thing with the wheel is sometimes we're going to be down here, sometimes we're going to be up there. The only constant is change. The only thing that you can be sure of is that things will change. And for you, pile number 3, things are changing, and I truly feel like for this pile, October 2020 will bring change for the better, or at least it has the potential to, if you are able to move out of this energy and into this Emperor energy. So with the star is about bringing light to the darkness. It's about peacefulness. It's also about kinds of alchemy here, because she is pouring and creating. She is finding balance, because this is all about balance here, as you can see. So it's also about turning despair into hope, turning to faith and finding your faith, finding peace, understanding that you are free and that you can tap into your inner peace and calmness, and reconnecting to possibility. What is possible for me? Because things are changing. These 3 cups did not work, but they are these 2 cups behind me. What is possible? What can I create with these 2 cups? How can I feel my feelings and immerse myself into this? How can I transmute this 5 of Cups feeling of disappointment and kind of turn it into this feeling of hope? What can I build with these 2 cups? What opportunity is there for me if I am willing to embrace it? So I did pick some oracle cards for you guys. Let's see what we got. Come to the edge. Yes. Imagine. Yes. Round and round. All right. You guys are dealing with some karma here. You guys are in a karmic cycle. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also karma. It is the turning of the wheel. It is things changing, but it's also karma. And because we have this spiral here with the round and round, you have been doing something over and over and over again, waiting for a different result. And that different result has not happened yet. It is time for you to break this cycle. And in order to break the cycle, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to step to the edge. You're going to have to come to the edge and kind of be willing to risk it and to do something different. And when you come to the edge, you are stepping out of this round and round energy of doing the same thing over and over again. And you are stepping into the energy of, let me embrace newness. Let me try something else. It's going to take courage. And you're going to have to take a leap of faith, because this is kind of that Fool energy of needing to take that leap of faith. And we have that 9. 36 is 9. So it's about completing something, getting to the end of something, because in numerology, 9 is the last number, and then we go back to the 1. So it's about completing something, and again, that Fool energy, stepping off of this energy of doing something over and over again and having the courage to step away and overcoming the fear of having to come to the edge, overcoming this energy of sitting there in mourning and stepping into that Emperor and knowing that you will be safe. Now, with Imagine, you are being asked to imagine what can be. You are being asked to connect to possibility. You are being asked to turn your imagination into a manifestation, to visualize and to turn that thing into something real, into something that you can touch and feel. You are being asked to reconnect to yourself and to what is possible. These two go hand in hand together. It's very interesting. These two go hand in hand, and those two go hand in hand. So it's about you being creative, also about seeing the illusions, because again, she's only focusing on this. So from her perspective at this point, everything is lost, but there's still 2 cups remaining. So look at your illusions. What are you telling yourself that is simply not true, my pile number 3? And again, this is very karmic. This is something that has been happening for you guys for a while. Whatever this is, it's happening for a while. This could even be like a relationship pattern. It could be a pattern with a job, with a creative project. It could be any sort of pattern that keeps repeating. And when I say repeating, I don't necessarily mean it's repeating with the same people or the same places or the same situations. It could be a relationship pattern that is repeating with different people, or a job situation that is repeating in different jobs. So just look, kind of check in for October 2020 and see, where are you at? What cycle are you unable to break free from? So I also picked some Power of Surrender cards, and let's see what we have here. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Yeah, you guys may be dealing with like relationships with this round and round. It could be something else too, but it could very well be like relationships, and it doesn't only have to be romantic relationships. It could be any sort of relationship. So it says, speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Yeah, the Emperor is about you being the emperor of your own life. You are not in charge of anyone else, and you have to ensure that you can find your own happiness moving forward. Surrender your addictions. Whether you are addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. I do feel like for a lot of you, I am feeling a lot of you, this has to do with a relationship pattern, a specific relationship. It has to do with other people and how you relate to people. For a few of you, this could be work. For some of you, this is even like your relationship to like food, and your relationship to like maybe the things that you distract yourself with. So maybe even your relationship to how you spend your free time, your relationship to how you invest yourself and what you invest yourself in. Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Okay, for the majority of you, this is going to be, this has to do with other people and how you interact with them. Remember to be open. Remember to break the cycle. If you are used to kind of getting into this round and round and getting into an argument and shutting down and not listening to people, this is a good time to begin to listen to people. Again, set some boundaries, but you can still listen to people and see where they're coming from and see if there is common ground that you can meet on, pile number 3. And for some of you, I really have to say this, I do think that the addiction is actually people pleasing. I think you want to be fit in, you want to be liked, you want to avoid certain experiences, you want to avoid the pain, and it's about breaking this cycle. Let's see what else we have here. Keeping up. immense effort, advance, nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messengers. For some of you, you need to connect to nature. That's coming in very strongly throughout this entire reading. For others of you, I really get that for some of you, working with flower essences would be very beneficial. I keep getting roses, most specifically white roses, lilies. Yeah, but just working with the energy of flowers, kind of connecting to flowers in that way. And then for keeping up, you guys are putting out a lot of effort. You guys are doing a lot of work. Again, I feel like for many of you, this is going to be about a relationship, and it's kind of telling you that you're probably putting in more effort than other people. Again, that people pleasing, it's coming up right on top of that people pleasing. We also have the clock here again, and that kind of spiral. You need to break the pattern. The people that care about you, pile number 3, are not scared to put in the work. Don't be the only one putting in the effort. And there's a need to kind of push, advance to the next stage, break free from the cycles, connect to that star energy. When the wheel appears, the Wheel of Fortune is the opportunity for change. It is the wheel turning. But for me, the Wheel of Fortune is always about you taking that opportunity, right? Because if you do not act on the opportunity that shows up and you do not decide that you are going to change something, you're going to remain in the same spot on the wheel. So that's what you're being asked not to do, pile number 3. And right now, it's not a time about making assumptions. And again, that kind of fits in with the defensiveness. Don't make assumptions. Be open to possibilities outside of what you think is possible. Because when we're talking about communication, it's about communicating with others. Yes, it's about communicating with the fairies in this card, but also communicating with other people. So be mindful of how you're communicating in October of 2020 and express your desire and your needs. You have to express yourself. People are not mind readers. I keep hearing, for some of you, you're expecting someone to know what you need or want, and it's just not possible. You have to express it. So yeah, be very open to communication. So then we have our 2 astrology cards. First one we have is Libra, the idealist, but Libra is all about balance. Goodness, pile number 3, what's going on? It's about harmony. It's about finding balance. Libra is the mediator. Libra is able to mediate. So there's something in the way that you are relating to people that's not serving you. North Node, destiny, soul school, learning curve, fulfillment. It's about you finding your fulfillment. Also the North Node. The South Node is what we know and what we are comfortable with. The North Node is what we have yet to get comfortable with. It's something that we are learning. It's something that we are moving towards. It's not in our comfort zone. So again, there's a need to learn something new, break the cycle, break the karma, break free. And with Libra here, it's ruled by Venus. This is definitely, I would say for most of you, probably like 98% of you, this has to do with relationships, whether it's like one specific relationships or just the way you relate to people as a whole. Though I'm going to be honest, I do feel like this is kind of more as a whole for many of you. Just kind of how you deal with relationships in general. So pile number 3. I picked some cards on what you need to do for self-care in the month of October 2020. Spend time with animals. It's very interesting because we kind of had that nature here. Spend time with animals. For some of you, if you have a pet, it's a good time to spend time with them. For others of you, this is about going out into nature. For some of you, it's about connecting to a spirit animal, and perhaps doing like some work with a spirit animal, meditations with the spirit animals. But for many of you, it's just about if you have like a cat, a dog, a bunny, guinea pig, a bird, just spending some time with them. Nourish your temple. Yes, take care of yourself. Your body is your temple, pile number 3. Nourish yourself, honor yourself, create boundaries, because that Emperor was there. Create boundaries that are going to serve you And pile number 3, I do want to choose one last message from the numerology deck. So one last message for pile number 3, one last piece of advice for pile number 3 moving forward into October 2020. I'm trying to shuffle on camera as much as possible. My setup makes it a little bit hard. It's that one. Bottom of the deck energy, individuality. Yeah, you need to step into your individuality. You need to find a way to communicate with others, let go of defensiveness. For some of you, this individuality is actually where you're at, and you're being asked to connect with others in a healthier way moving forward. Intuition, you need to connect to your intuition. Some of you may be seeing 1111 or 22. I'm also getting 444. But you need to connect to your intuition, so you know what needs to be done. Also your intuition, so you know who is right for you, so you know how to find the right people for you, and so you can learn to communicate your needs and what those needs are, my pile number 3s. That is all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know if you want to see more readings like this, or if you want to see anything else on the channel, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to book a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Bye, guys.